Good afternoon, and thank you for joining us at the NewsFeed. I'm Christopher Mooney. More than 100 students competed in digital combat or on tabletop games in Game for Change in November 15th on the Northwest campus. Faces lit up with excitement as they moved from station to station, and a tournament held for finals will be held on December 2nd with university partners such as UTA, UNT, and TCU. There will also be information about gaming careers and transfer options. Registering to become a voter is so important, but it may not seem that way to the younger generations. Toro Tuesday, held this week on campus, rolled that importance, along with food and fellowship, all into one event.
It's Toro Tuesday. It's our second Toro Tuesday of the semester, and this all started because Dr. Ayers was interested in having us all build community. So it's important for us to be out to meet with our students, to talk to our students, break bread with our students. Also, we know that retention-wise, building community this way helps to ensure that students make those connections that will help them stay here. They're more willing to come and talk to staff and faculty with whom they've built a relationship. So this is a way that those relationships can be built outside of the classroom. And also, it's a great way for us to build community among the employees. So, you know, taking that sense of pride, being very intentional about wearing our TCC gear also is awesome. And again, we're just trying to make our community really feel like a community by breaking bread and getting to know each other and building relationships to get that connected excellence. Voter registration on Toro Tuesday. So today specifically, our social sciences division is hosting, and so we will be rotating who hosts around the campus. Of course, social sciences couldn't do this without encouraging social and civic engagement. So the importance of voter registration, particularly right now, is because we're getting ready for elections in 2020. And so definitely, again, we want to take what happens inside the classroom and take it out. And we do that by helping our students become civically engaged in the community and acting on the things they're learning in their social science classes. So that's why we're doing voter registration today.
Trinity River hosted a discussion called Forgotten, the Post-Emancipation Black Civil War Veteran Experience, where students were taught about the role of black soldiers and how they were treated during the Civil War. The theme of the discussion is to honor the past, committed to the future. Colonel William Dwiggins explained how black veterans became more knowledgeable during their service. He explained how Caucasians continued to hire African Americans because they performed cheap labor after their return from combat. In the end, Dwiggins said he believes African Americans managed to overcome all odds to achieve great things. Dwiggins hoped that this discussion language would not offend any attendees, but inspire people to learn from the past and make changes in the future. In honor of the Northwest campus hosted Boots to Suits to help veteran students demilitarize their resume and get a job as a civilian. While centered mostly around veterans, attendees received general tips on things like job interviews and dress codes. Those in attendance were given a binder full of various resources to help with the employment process. The Mansfield ISD School Board named a lone finalist in its search for a new district leader on Tuesday. With unanimous approval, Dr. Kimberly Cantu is the sole candidate to be MISD's next superintendent. Dr. Cantu currently serves as the district's deputy superintendent and has worked in public education for 27 years. If hired, Dr. Cantu will be the second woman to be the superintendent in the district's history. A deputy with the Dallas County Sheriff's Department is accused of looting a tornado-ravaged Home Depot store and returning the merchandise for credit then used to make purchases. Joseph Bobadillo was hired to work off-duty security guarding the store on Forest Lane that was damaged during a tornado. Bobadillo was detained and being interrogated by detectives in the Criminal Investigative Division Thursday and was being booked on a charge of theft of property ranging between $750 and $2,500. His bond is set at $500. Investigators said Bobadilla then used the store credits to buy appliances and other merchandise.
The NewsFeed returns right after this.
We cannot be bystanders.
We can stop to make sure someone is okay.
We can warn someone when their drink isn't safe.
And disrupt the situation.
We can.
Get someone a cab.
Or walk them home safely.
We can make campuses safer for our friends.
our roommates,
our classmates, our fellow human beings.
We cannot be bystanders.
We can
Intervene.
It's on us.
All of us.
Learn how and take the pledge at It's On Us.
Hey guys, how are you today?
Good.
I'm here to talk about how with technology you can make amazing worlds. Come with me. My team and I bring the Halo world to life.
Is that you?
That is me. I wasn't a math genius and I knew nothing about coding. But you guys do. You guys have the power to change things.
I want your job.
I want you to have my job.
Queen is just my everything.
His smile did it. His smile, his eyes, his knowledge. My landlord, he decided that he wanted me to move based on the fact that I was transgender. Let's just respect people in everyday life for just being human.
Your daughter just had her first breakup. Do you A, put yourself in her shoes? B, console her?
Don't worry, sweetie. This is gonna happen a lot.
Or C, find her a new boyfriend?
Nice, single boys. That was weird.
As a parent, there are no perfect answers. But you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
Grapevine is known as the Christmas capital of Texas, and the Gaylord Texan is a big part of the reason. For almost 2 months every year, the resort is completely transformed into a 125-acre winter wonderland. For the past 15 years, the Gaylord Texan has enchanted visitors with its enormous and elaborate Christmas displays. From the 54-foot tall Christmas tree and the 8-lane snow tubing hill to the outdoor ice skating rink and millions of holiday lights, the resort's Lone Star Christmas event attracts hundreds of thousands of visitors every year. The Chi Omega Christmas Market has returned to Fair Park, launching for many the unofficial start of the holiday season. An estimated 11,000 visitors are expected to browse and buy, all for a very good cause. During its 42-year history, the market has poured millions into local charities. Diana Ross is headed to Dallas this month to headline a free World AIDS Day concert at the Bomb Factory. Host Dasha Polanco, R&B singer Kiki Wyatt, and singer-actress Tayana Taylor will also perform. The November 29th show is one of 4 free community concerts by AIDS Healthcare Foundation, the largest global AIDS organization, to mark World AIDS Day, formally observed each year on December 1st. Law enforcement officials seized 976 pounds of marijuana and 2,000 dosage units of THC concentrate vaping cartridges during a traffic stop on November 18th. While speaking with the driver, a North Texas sheriff's deputy suspected that the criminal activity was afoot. The driver of the RV consented to a search, which is when the drugs were found. Sheriff said the drugs and cartridges were from California with a final destination of Georgia. One person was arrested. A contract worker for El Campo ISD faces child porn charges after a hidden camera was found in an elementary school bathroom. 42-year-old Scott Gallardi was arrested at Northside Elementary. Police searched the rest of the school and his apartment, and they say they have no evidence of any physical contact with other students.
A hidden camera installed in the boys' bathroom at Northside Elementary School. Police say school maintenance workers found it Monday with pictures of students on it.
They're just kids. They're just innocent kids coming to school to learn.
I'm praying to God that my son is not a victim of this.
Police arrested 42-year-old Scott Gallardi. The district says he was a third-party contractor working for the school. But just the fact that this guy was here inside this school is just pretty disturbing.
Yes. And he's been here for years.
What else are we going to endure next?
This is definitely an individual case, but there has been a couple other incidents.
Earlier this year, the district said a substitute teacher was fired after filming pornography inside a classroom at El Campo High School. Police also investigated a food worker at another school who they say was sending inappropriate messages to students.
Reevaluate your staff. These are somebody else's kids. These are not your children, but it is your job, your obligation to make sure these kids are safe.
The district says they do background checks on anybody working at their schools. As for Gallardi, police searched his Rosenberg home, reviewing more evidence. They say they won't ID any of the kids caught on camera because none of their faces were seen. Being the third time that something like this has happened this year, is this not surprising to you, hearing about this?
Not with El Campo, no.
In El Campo, I'm TJ Parker, ABC 13 Eyewitness News.
A Colorado school district has closed more than 40 schools after a highly contagious virus outbreak. According to Mesa County Valley school officials, the virus rapidly spread through its student population. The district said Wednesday it's the first time the school district has had to close all schools due to an illness. The health department says it is working to identify the illness, which is acting a lot like a norovirus and lasts between 12 to 24 hours. Schools will reopen after the Thanksgiving break.
We'll have more when the newsfeed returns.
Hi, I'm Dr. Lonray Falusi with today's Tip for Kids from the American Academy of Pediatrics. Parents know where to go when their child is sick, but pediatrician visits are just as important when kids are healthy. A checkup is a chance to see your child's growth and ask about your child's development, nutrition, behavior, and well-being, which are hard to discuss during sick visits. Your pediatrician can help you keep your child healthy. If you're looking for a pediatrician, visit healthychildren.org and click on Find a Pediatrician.
It appears these hot ashes are about to be dumped, which could possibly start a wildfire. How will Smokey deal with such a hot situation? The garden hose defense. Next, a thorough stir. Then another spray. And finally, feeling if the ashes are cool.
Oh, yeah.
Ah, yes, the selfie. A ritual practiced so frequently with this tribe, but not so much by Smokey Bear.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
A new tropical storm is brewing in the Atlantic, but forecasters don't expect it to threaten any land. Tropical storm Sebastian is churning about 275 miles northeast of the Leeward Islands. It's packing winds of about 45 miles per hour. The National Hurricane Center expects Sebastian to weaken when a cold front moves in over the next few days.
Welcome back to the newsfeed. This is Nadiuk with your weather update. Currently, we're staying chilly at 51 degrees with light showers and cloudy skies. Going into your weekend, we'll have temperatures staying in the 50s on Friday and Saturday, reaching into the mid-60s on Sunday with clear and sunny skies, with a 10% chance of rain. We're expected cooler temperatures in the evening, with lows reaching into the 40s. To kick off the work week, Morgan, we can expect sunny and clear skies of 71 degrees on Monday. But as we get closer to the end of the work week, we'll see more chances of morning rain on Thursday and Friday, with mostly cloudy skies and lows staying in the mid-40s.
They're calling this dashcam video the miracle on ice. A box truck driver loses control on icy roads and comes within inches of killing 67-year-old Peggy Vaught.
They're calling this dash cam video the miracle on ice. A box truck driver loses control on icy roads Tuesday of last week. The truck comes within inches of killing 67-year-old Peggy Vaught.
Thank God I'm alive, and they're alive.
They definitely saved her life.
The couple is talking about State Troopers Adam Zimmerman and Jonathan Plum. They were helping the Vaught's change a tire when the truck came sliding towards them.
To say I wasn't frightened would be a lie, obviously.
They immediately fall back on their training.
You're always watching your back. You're always keeping your head on a swivel. And then we're trained to make a decision in a split second.
He threw Peggy Vaught into a ditch. The truck slid right over her. She was covered with dirt, and she suffered a broken wrist, but she knows it could have been worse.
I could have been scraped up off the highway.
This was Trooper Plum's 9th day on the job when this happened. He wondered for a split second if he had chosen the right profession.
That was really, really, really close. Maybe I should be a farmer or something.
Then he realized saving lives as a trooper is more important to him. The couple could not be more grateful the troopers were there.
I think they're great. If they ever give me a ticket, I'm just going to smile at them.
This life and death moment is a reminder for all drivers to move over and slow down when emergency crews are on the shoulder.
We're just not troopers. There's a whole family back at home wanting us to come home every day.
We'll have more when the newsfeed returns.
Visit aarp.org/caregiving for information on how to provide even better care for the person who wants to care of you.
So there you are, shuffling through a stack of resumes and you come to mine. This is it, first impression, my way in. But can my resume show you how I truly stand out? Like that I was studying, going to night school while working 2 jobs just to help my parents pay for groceries. Or being the first one to always step up. No, that's something you just can't put on paper. Look beyond the resume and discover new ways to develop great talent that is dedicated, hardworking, and determined like me.
A young woman died of a drug overdose inside an NFL player's home in Loudoun County, Virginia. On Wednesday, authorities searched Monte Nicholson's home for more information. Tim Barber has the story.
Monte Nicholson was on the field today fewer than 24 hours after friends and family said goodbye to Julia Crabb, who is suspected of overdosing in the player's Ashburn townhome.
She had a lot of things planned out, and it didn't happen that way, so it's unfortunate.
Nicholson was not at practice last Thursday. The morning detectives were called to Inova Ashburn to investigate a suspected fatal overdose. ABC 7 obtained this search warrant, which says security cameras showed Nicholson and Kyle Askew Collins pulling up to the hospital in this black Nissan Armada. Investigators believe Crabb, Nicholson, and Askew Collins went to D.C. earlier in the evening to hang out and eat. The warrant shows Askew Collins later called a friend for help because Crabb was foaming at the mouth and was believed to be overdosing at Nicholson's Ashburn townhome. Then Askew Collins told his friend they were taking Crabb to the hospital, which is more than 5 miles away.
Something needs to happen. I mean, I don't know, but I just think that, some questions need to be answered.
During Thursday's search, deputies reported finding marijuana, pills, foil with residue, and a safe, among other items. The warrant does not say who the drugs belong to.
Our deepest sympathies go out to the young woman's family and friends. Right now, I'm unable to comment on anything that's ongoing from a legal matter.
Antonio Brown is countersuing the woman who accused him of rape and sexual assault. Brittany Taylor used to train the New England Patriots wide receiver. Brown is suing Taylor for defamation, defamation per se, and tortious interference with multiple advantageous business relationships. He denies all of Taylor's accusations and is demanding judgment against her. He has requested a trial by jury. A New Jersey high school football game that was interrupted by gunfire was finished Wednesday at the Philadelphia Eagles Stadium. But the death of a 10-year-old injured in that shooting overshadowed the event. Greg Argos was in Philadelphia.
I love you guys. I'm proud of you guys. There's better days ahead for this team.
A devastating loss for the Pleasantville Greyhounds after devastating news Wednesday afternoon.
We brought him in the auditorium and as a group, and I dressed him there.
Micah Tennant, known by his nickname Dew, died from his injuries.
I was hurting, went back on the field today, earlier this morning, and I sat in the same spot he sat in, and I was just sitting there, wondering why it happened to him. It just really hurts.
The 10-year-old, one of 3 shot in the stands at Pleasantville High School last Friday during the semifinal game against Camden.
And so for us, it's just try and bring them some joy, try and bring some hope, put a smile on their face, and hopefully they can go compete and have some fun.
The Eagles offering their stadium Wednesday so the teams could finish it. The news, however, of Dew's death really affecting the players.
I'm very sad, very, very sad, man. I couldn't play with my full energy because, it's been very tough.
But many in the community, from Pleasantville Mayor Jesse Tweedle,
Even though they lost, it's a win. It's a win for them.
to head coach Chris Sacco, say they're proud of their team and grateful for the support they've received from people all throughout the country.
It's been overwhelming, between people from different schools making cards for the kids and posters. And I mean, it just goes to show that when things are tough, everybody kind of rallies around each other. And, I wish we could have pulled it out today because I think it would have been a hell of a way to end the week. But regardless, I mean, I'm proud of these guys. 1, 2, 3, fire!
A Colorado brewery's investment in solar power is paying off big time. So much so, the brewery is not only producing beer, but is also producing more electricity than it's using. Here's Gary Brody.
Brewing beer today, and we brew beer 5 days a week.
A well-oiled machine producing liquid gold. Denver Beer Company isn't completely changing the way the centuries-old drink is made, but they are making it more efficient.
And you can see it's pretty sunny out right now, so I'm sure we're making more electricity than these guys are using in here today.
The brewery is taking advantage of the 300 days of Colorado sun.
All of the pumps and all the electrical equipment is all run off of solar.
Denver Beer's production is now 100% reliable on solar power. It's a business model that's taking off.
We were paying about $6,000 a month in electricity, and our electricity bill has now been reduced to negative in some months. It took him about 4 months to install all the solar panels.
Co-founder Patrick Crawford says his company spent nearly $500,000 on solar panels and other equipment to make their production facility more energy efficient.
And the payback on that is less than 5 years.
Even the forklift is run on solar power.
So this is our cooler. And coolers in the beer industry are one of the biggest energy uses. This whole cooler is run off solar power.
While a handful of other Colorado breweries use solar power, Denver Beer is one of the pioneers in the state.
It's the right thing to do for Colorado.
Crawford is hopeful others follow in the clean energy path.
I mean, really, it's just kind of a no-brainer. I'd love it if other business owners would do this also.
There are a total of 524 solar panels here on the roof of the Denver Beer Company. Crawford says since they've installed it, his company now saves about $200 per day. He's even looking into adding more solar panels as his business continues to grow. Reporting here in Denver, Gary Brode, Denver 7.
The NewsFeed returns right after this.
What if you could invest in the future of kids, like a stock? Not the kind of stock that's about making money, but a stock for social change. A whole new kind of investment called Better Futures. When you invest, it helps kids go to college. Believe in us, invest in us, watch us grow.
My name is Sydney, and I'm your dividend.
Hey, look, it's those guys.
Are you good to drive?
I'm fine.
How many did you have?
I should be fine.
You should be.
Go and step out of the vehicle for me.
See ya, buddy. Good luck. So turns out, buzz driving and drunk driving, they're the same thing, and it costs around $10,000. So not worth it.
Mamas, tell all your babies, don't mess with Texas. Don't let 'em throw cans from them old pickup trucks. Don't let 'em throw bottles and papers and such. Mamas, tell all your babies, don't mess with Texas. Keep your trash off the road, she's a fine yellow rose. Treat Texas like someone you love.
With Thanksgiving just around the corner, a holiday favorite is being celebrated, but not next week. Yesterday was National Stuffing Day. Turkey stuffing is a traditional part of Thanksgiving dinner, and the dish is usually made by combining bread cubes or crumbs with onions, celery, herbs, and spices and cramming it into a turkey. The first known documented stuffing recipes appeared in a Roman cookbook. Not everyone prefers their turkey and stuffing. Others would prepare the dish as you would a casserole, but that's usually referred to as a dressing. A simple act of kindness transformed his special day into a wish coming true. Mike Lowe reports.
All 7-year-old Dominic Giatris wanted for his birthday was a party with his friends.
We had Julian and Eddie and Tracy.
His parents rented Gym Quest in Plainfield for a Saturday afternoon celebration, and Noreen Matson was at the front desk.
I was responsible for checking his guests in.
Her heart sinking with every ticking second.
10 minutes after the start of the party, we still didn't have any guests.
The 20 guests he expected were no-shows.
No, not that, but my party.
5 minutes later, we had a guest show up, and 20 minutes later, he was still the only guest.
How many of your friends came to your party? Just one?
I'm just serious.
Matson wanted to make sure that one wasn't the loneliest number, not on Dominic's birthday. She noticed other parents from the previous party were lingering in the lobby. One of the moms was married to a Plainfield firefighter, and if there was ever an emergency, it was this.
Nothing Saturday night. I mean, it's lights and siren time. Time to get over here to support that little guy.
I called, and I thought I was a little emotional. I thought maybe they thought it was a crank call because it wasn't an emergency.
We got the call at the firehouse. We heard what happened, what was going on. Absolutely, the look on everybody's faces, let's go there and help out.
The Plainfield firefighters loaded up the engines and went straight for Gym Quest. Dominic was at the door, shoulders slumped and head cast down. But all a party RSVP needs is a first responder.
Within probably 5 minutes, we were all here.
And a dozen firefighters arrived, one by one. Dominic nearly jumped out of the gym.
I thought he was going to jump out of his shorts, honestly. But he was ecstatic. He was overjoyed, and the smile never left his face.
Who showed up?
Firefighters.
And what did you do when they got here?
I was jumping.
The heroes of so many young boys, firefighters coming to their rescue. Soon they were kids again, in the middle of a Nerf gun battle, jumping on the gym floor and tossing Dominic into the foam pit.
And within seconds, we were out in the gym playing with the dart guns and shooting Nerf darts at each other and running around like a bunch of kids ourselves.
And I just pushed the firefighter in there, and I jumped on him.
They stayed for pizza and cake, but they left a 7-year-old boy with perhaps the greatest gift of all.
Just be kind.
A lesson in kindness.
If we can make somebody's day a happy day, I think that's what we should be doing.
And that is this edition of the NewsFeed. Next week, we will be celebrating Thanksgiving, and so we'll be off that week. We hope that everyone has a wonderful Thanksgiving break, and until then, I'm Christopher Mooney with the NewsFeed.